Good day, and thank you for watching. If you are involved in a family law case in California, there is one issue that has become more important than ever before: digital evidence, text messages, emails, social media posts, photos, videos, app data. All of it can become part of your case, and many people do not realize how much information they are creating every single day until it appears in court. Let's start with the basics. Family law cases often involve disputes about custody, communication, finances, parenting behavior, or credibility. And digital evidence can affect every one of those issues. Now, here's the key: courts do not just look at what people say happened. They look at what can be shown. And digital records often create timelines that are difficult to dispute. Now, here's where many people make a mistake. They believe private messages are truly private. But texts, emails, screenshots, and online communications can become evidence under certain circumstances. Now, let's talk about text messages. Text messages are often introduced in custody and divorce cases. Why? Because they capture real time communication. And those messages can reveal tone, behavior, threats, admissions, agreements, or patterns of conduct. Now, let's discuss another issue: emotion. Many people send emotional messages during stressful family law disputes. Angry messages, sarcastic comments, threats, or repeated hostile communication. But once those messages exist, they may become part of the court record, and judges may review them differently than you intended. Now let's talk about social media. Photos, comments, videos, location tags, and posts can all become relevant in family law cases, especially when they relate to parenting, finances, relationships, or credibility. Now, here's where many people make another mistake. They believe deleting a post solves the problem, but screenshots, archives, and saved content may still exist. Deleting content after litigation begins can also create additional legal concerns. Now, let's discuss parenting issues. In custody disputes, digital evidence may be used to show communication between parents, missed visitation exchanges, inappropriate behavior, or attempts to interfere with parenting time. Courts often look closely at whether parents can communicate effectively regarding the child. Now, let's talk about financial issues. Digital evidence can also affect support and property disputes, bank transfers, online payment records, business communications, vacation photos, lifestyle posts. All of these may become relevant when financial issues are disputed. Now, let's discuss location data. Many apps and devices track location information. Photos may contain metadata, phones may store movement history, and that information can sometimes become relevant in litigation. Now, here's another important issue: recordings. California has laws regarding recordings and privacy, and many people misunderstand what is legal and what is not. Attempting to secretly record conversations without understanding the law can create serious issues. Now let's talk about authenticity. Just because a screenshot exists does not automatically mean it will be accepted without question. Courts may examine whether evidence is authentic, complete, and reliable. That means context matters, timing matters, and incomplete information can create misleading impressions. Now let's discuss another common mistake. People sometimes communicate differently online than they would in person. They become more aggressive, more impulsive, more emotional, but digital communication leaves a permanent trail. And in family law cases, those trails can matter. Now let's talk about co parenting apps. In high conflict custody cases, courts sometimes encourage or require communication through parenting applications. These systems create organized communication records, and they reduce disputes about what was said and when. Now let's discuss another important issue: children and technology. Parents should be cautious about involving children in digital disputes. Asking children to monitor social media, deliver screenshots, or participate in online conflicts can create additional concerns in custody cases. Now let's talk about strategy. If you are involved in family litigation, assume that every message could eventually be reviewed in court. That does not mean you stop communicating. It means you communicate carefully, clearly, and professionally. Now let's discuss documentation. Organized digital records can help support your position. Keep copies of important communications. Save relevant records. Maintain timelines. Because memory fades, but records remain. Now let's address another misunderstanding. Some people believe digital evidence always helps their case, but digital evidence cuts both ways. A single angry message, threatening post, or contradictory statement can sometimes outweigh dozens of reasonable communications. Now, let's talk about emotional discipline. Family law disputes are emotional by nature, but emotional reactions captured digitally can become long term problems. The strongest communication is often calm, brief, and focused on facts. Now, let's discuss the role of credibility. Credibility is extremely important in family court, and digital evidence can influence how credibility is viewed. Consistent communication, accurate statements, and respectful behavior matter. Now let's look at the bigger picture. Technology has changed family law dramatically. People now create evidence every day without even realizing it. Phones, apps, social media, messaging platforms, all of these can shape how a case develops. Finally, let's talk about expectations. Digital evidence alone does not decide every case, but it can strongly influence custody disputes, support disputes, and credibility issues. Understanding how digital evidence works helps you make better decisions during the process. In conclusion, digital evidence has become one of the most important factors in modern family law cases. Text messages, emails, social media posts, and online activity can all affect how your case is viewed, and the information you create today may become part of your case tomorrow. If you are involved in a family law dispute, understanding how digital evidence works is critical. Call us at 888 6582. I'm Vince Davis, and we are all in this together.